megalosexual innuendos. This is Shark Attack 3 on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at me!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at me!
No more hangers!
It stinks.
Hangers!
Get to the chopper! Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast for me. That's it. That's all I got.
That's it?
Yep, that's the end.
All right. Well, I hope
Everybody
you
go
enjoy
home.
listening to yourself.
Tip your waitress. If you're drinking, don't drive. And if you're driving, don't drink. I'll be here all week. No, I won't. I'll be fired because this joke stinks.
From the consortium of bad jokes. You, sir, are fired.
There might as well be a consortium of bad jokes that like this above entity, this oversight committee, because that's about as realistic as anything that happens in this film.
Sure.
Shark Attack 3.
There was actually... Wasn't there a lobster in a bag? That was real.
Yeah, there is lobsters in bags. That's
Just that happens once, but
Yeah.
other than that, everything
pretty much everything else is not anything.
There was a marlin and a tiger shark in there.
Well, no, there was a tiger sand shark, which is not a thing. And the marlin, I guess, could be plausible.
Well, the marlin was definitely from another movie.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So not even in this movie. This movie stinks.
It has the it is a rare picture because it has all of the sensibilities of those 60s bad science fiction movies.
Mhm.
Yet it was made in the 2000s.
Correct. Yeah.
But it has bad miniatures and special effects that are right out of like Land of the Lost bullshit.
Yes, very Land of the Lost-esque. I would definitely say that.
Yeah, the only thing that kept this movie going for me was Barrowman. John Barrowman?
Captain Jack Harkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And just so everybody knows, that's all we're going to reference him by in this movie is Captain Jack Harkness. Because I don't have a fucking clue what his name was.
His name is John Barrowman.
That's the actor's name.
Yeah.
But sometimes his character's name is Ben, and then sometimes it's Chuck.
No, Chuck is the old guy.
That's Chuck?
Yeah, he's Chuck Rampart.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought his name was Jack Cockman or something
No,
like that.
I said his name was Lance Cockhammer.
Lance Cockhammer.
Because you
Yeah.
should, if you're going to name your guy Chuck Rampart, you should just name him Lance Cockhammer.
Okay, we'll go with Lance Cockhammer. And Science Lady is all I got for
Lemon Face?
Lemon Face, yeah.
She had so much collagen in her lips that she couldn't close her mouth anymore.
She's about a 4.
So,
and
like-
she's sold as a 10.
Yeah. They had, like, if she can't eat pudding,
Mhm.
because then it comes back out of the small hole that her mouth makes when it tries to close, and she looks like the Play-Doh Fun Factory.
It's like a burn victim eating an orange.
Oh, that's not funny. That's terrible.
I was just going to say dick sucker disease, but,
It is shocking that she didn't go on to have much success in film because it's not much to look at, and wow, is she awful.
she looks rough. Like, I had to suck a lot of dicks and do a lot of hard drugs to forget those dicks to get
even
this
get
role.
into this shitty fucking movie, and I stink at it. Like, I think she may want to consider trying something else because not one line was delivered by her.
No, the acting in this is extremely terrible.
I think the acting is why you come because it's really I think only Troll 2 could beat the acting in this film as worse by an entire cast. Even Captain Jack Harkness stinks.
Oh, come on. He delivered his lines
He's-
at least.
He's
And Cockrammer, he delivered some of his
in
lines
comparison to everybody else, it seems like they're delivering lines, Jackie, but they were not delivering lines. Everybody stunk.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. just everybody stunk so bad. It's just they're the least stinky out of all of them.
It doesn't help that everyone besides the three of them is just whoever they found in whatever Eastern Bloc country they were shooting in.
Correct.
So they're not even really, they don't even speak the right language to do it. So they've got like, they're poorly delivering lines, and then someone else has to later try to match up what they're doing with their lips. So you have someone acting poorly, and then a voice actor doing a worse job on the back end.
It's as if the shark dubbed all their lines.
Yes.
Who also had dubbed lines. The shark has lines. Its lines on the script are grumble, 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 says the shark.
It's like there's a Saint Bernard scratching its ass against a tree.
It's, oh, God damn it, shark noises. Let's get into this, because I'm pretty much ready to not talk about this one anymore. There's the overview of the film is there's this corporation called Apex. I don't know what it is that they do.
They put fiber optic lines in the ocean that are already there, I guess.
But these lines have power running through them.
Not light.
Not light the way that fiber optic cables actually work. They've got electricity flowing through them.
Mm-hmm. And they're leaking.
I
don't know how you leak electricity.
You leak it.
Like a Julian Assange type thing. You leak it. You're leaking power. That's what the cables are doing. They're whistleblowers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they're leaking power out into the ocean, which has disturbed the peaceful slumber of a dinosaur.
Dinosaur shark.
Shark.
No, I think they were just hanging out in the crevasse.
The crevasse.
The crevasse.
The crevasse. I am also going to put my own mark on this movie, the crevasse.
Okay, so your theory is that megalodons are just down at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Is that right? Marianas Trench?
Mariana.
It's a deep trench. The ocean trench of deepness.
I believe it's the Marinara Trench.
Yeah.
It's where all the spaghetti sauce comes from.
It's easy to
Very
lose
Italian.
It's easy to lose breadsticks in it.
On top of Old Smoky, all covered with trees, I lost my poor meatball.
When
When someone he sneezed.
Oh,
God damn it.
Yep, I'm going to edit that. Nope, I'm not. So you're saying that down in this trench, there's just megalodons just chilling out. They're just hanging out, doing their megalodon thing. And one day some power leaks into it and they're like, let's go check it out. Is that your theory?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, what is that? Is that a funky new fresh beat that we haven't heard?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go up and check it out. Because you notice it's a young one that comes up first.
It's true.
So, he's a early adopter, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he's thinking, he's probably a nerdy megalodon is my theory.
Mm-hmm. Wears glasses.
Yeah, he wants the other megalodons to like him. So he's like, fuck it. I'm going up there. I'm getting the hot, fresh beat and I'm coming back down.
He wears gill protectors.
Yeah.
When he gets up there, he sees that Mexico's been invaded by a bunch of Romanians.
Mm-hmm.
So then he reports that back. And that's what the sharks are actually trying to do is retake Mexico.
I see. Okay. All of this makes just as much sense as anything that we could possibly legitimately come up with.
Because it's supposed to be in Mexico, but these are clearly Eastern European people that are in this movie.
Yeah, I don't think
There was not one name on the credit list that didn't end in OF or EF.
Uh-huh.
Or EV or OV.
All right, so you're brought into this film being led to believe that this megalodon is a pretty big thing, a pretty big shark, and you find out that the initial shark is not very big at all.
Not so big.
So this whole time you're like, that shark is not big. This just seems like Shark Attack 2. There's no megalodons in this, but it turns out that the megalodon that we're looking at is a baby, as Jackie mentioned. And that the actual parent, which we don't know if it's mom or dad, who knows, or even if they're related, there is just a big ass megalodon that's as big as a Greyhound bus.
Sure.
Also out there.
Well, I had never seen this before, so I didn't even know that there was going to be a giant shark.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like,
It's called Megalodon.
Yeah, but with everything else as poorly performed as this movie was going, when they're like, "Oh, that's just a baby megalodon," I was like, "That's the only megalodon I feel like I'm going to get in this is a not one."
Yeah, a tiny one.
I feel like I'm going to get gypped on even the title of the film because of how everything else was going.
So, Captain Jack Harkness is a what?
Beach patroller.
Oh.
He's looking for sharks. He's the first
He's
first responser.
He's internal security for the resort. So he's like not just a beach cop, he's a rent-a-beach cop.
He's a mall cop?
Yeah.
He's like Paul Blart Baywatch.
He's got a lot of power, it seems like.
He can do whatever he wants inside the resort.
He's kind of above the law.
What law?
Resort law.
Resort law. So yeah, like, oh, he's got all the power so that they have one boat and that's it.
Pretty much.
And he uses it to fish for lobsters.
But he seems like he's a loose cannon, like.
Yeah, he's not doing his job. He's fishing for lobsters.
Yeah.
He's jerking around with, I found this shark tooth in these fiber optic lens. Why are you even jerking around down there?
So let's go back to that. If they're like, let's check out this power stuff that's leaking into the ocean, why do they chomp it? Because the sharks are biting these cables in half.
Supposedly, because sharks use, they can sense electronic pulses that other animals use, like brain signals. That's part of their sixth sense. They can sense that. So electronic signals supposedly will attract sharks.
So why would they chomp it?
Because I think it's a really big dinner.
I'll tell you why. Because this film tells us that sharks just go around biting
things. Oh, yeah, that's true.
They just bite stuff all the time. They'll bite anything and everything. Doesn't matter if it's food or not. They're just out there chomp, 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 chomp all day long. The shark.
Yep.
Science. Speaking of science, he finds this tooth in the fiber optic cable next to the lobsters and goes to the internet.
Yeah.
I'll look this up on the internet. He can't. He doesn't find a match. So he sends a message to the internet. Mystery shark, what the fuck is this? I don't know if he directs it anywhere or what.
No, he doesn't direct anything. Like, he just goes to the internet, and the internet is only about marine animals. Then he tells the internet, mystery shark, what is it? Look at this tooth. And then the internet is just some lady on the other end who works at a museum.
Yeah, it's a one-way connection, the internet. Ugh. Speaking of her, she's science lady, ugly face. She's what?
Paleontologist.
Okay.
She studies fossils.
Oh, okay. So she's like, holy shit, this is a tooth from a baby megalodon. It's extinct. I got to get out there and check it out.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So she shows up and they have instant romance. Like, they're already giving each other the googly eyes, but she's like, you're just a rent-a-cop. I got to play hard to get a little bit. And he's like, but I'm a loose cannon.
She's taking it wherever she can get. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, that is true. She's not playing hard to get.
She's like,
He just
just let
hasn't
me put
asked.
this backpack down.
Slowly. Backpack. Oh, okay.
She had a backpack.
She showed up with a backpack. Just out of nowhere, like, I've got a back. Like, she walked there from San Diego or something like that.
Yeah. Where is anybody? Because I'm also confused
no,
about...
she did. She fucking walked there from San Diego.
She walked there from San Diego. And where is Apex's headquarters?
Like halfway down the peninsula in Baja, I guess.
Okay. It seems like it's in California to me, but whatever.
But they're clearly in Mexico because of the flags.
Right.
They're in Baja.
I don't know.
I
want to bring up another topic, another subplot. The overwhelming amount of nudity next to children at this resort. Because it's boobs and kids together at last. Nothing goes together like huge cans and children.
No. Correction, sir.
Uh-huh.
Those were not huge cans. Those were average cans.
There were some pretty big boobs in some of those shots.
Yeah, but most of them were average cans. Okay. They couldn't even afford to get the booby ladies.
Mm.
And it was like, look at these two sexy broads. and then they pan over just slightly to the right, and it's like, and these kids playing ball right behind
Children
them.
playing
Yeah.
less than 4 feet away.
It's not just odd that they're existing in the same world in front of the camera. It's that the camera person has made a conscious decision to move away from the boobs and towards the children.
Yep.
You're like, what?
Who
What?
did this? Who did this?
Evie Lerner.
He said, it's a beach scene. We need tits. Okay, obviously. So let's get the tits out. And what else is beachy? Well, there's turkey, for sure. But we don't have any turkey. We've got these kids, though. Let's get the kids in the shot. Kids love playing in the water. Abby, there's tits right there. And?
Sure. You know what? I don't tell you how to do your job. And then he just wanders off, and you're like, what?
All right.
And then he comes back in, and he's like, oh, by the way, there needs to be at least 10 Frisbees in this movie. And then he turns back around and walks out again.
Mm-hmm. It's disturbing.
Oh, nude beach with kids.
With children. There's also, in this film, people fucking everywhere. Just everywhere. No matter what scene you're in, there's 2 people in the background screwing.
Yes.
This is Hedonism 3. This resort that has children there.
Bring your kids. Ripping and a tearing.
Ripping and a tearing. An old guy in the back just looking for co-eds.
Oh.
Gross.
Well, they even managed to sneak sex into the scene with the old guy trying to catch a marlin.
It wasn't even sneak. Like, you're not sneaking. It was odd. It was not just, had he not been fishing, this was a weird sex scene, because the guy is like sucking on the top of her head, and she has her hand in his open pants, and it's like she's trying to tear his balls off. It's a violent hand job that he's getting, but, which would be weird on its own, no, there's some guy fishing right next to them.
Everybody in this shot is tugging on a fish.
Oh.
No.
It's not my best. I'll not write that one down. Yeah, it's so weird. There's lots of shark attacks happening all over the place. People are getting chomped left and right. There's some skinny dippers that go out into the water and screw, because everybody's fucking in this film. They don't get chomped. And I'm still Oh, okay. So a sand shark is going to attack them, but the baby megalodon attacks the sand shark
instead.
Is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so many shark attacks that a shark attacks another shark. And some boobs.
Screwing and
There's,
shark attacks.
Throughout all of these opening sequences where there's shark attacks happening, and there's one shot that really jumped out at me where someone had just cut some cardboard, like just show card, into jagged teeth shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 10 frames of just some cardboard that's supposed to look like teeth.
Mm-hmm.
In one of the shark attacks. Like, oh yeah, that's it.
It looks good.
When do you go, oh, this isn't shark attacky enough? You know what'll help this out? Here's some scissors and some cardboard. Yeah. This is going to help. No matter how bad it is, that will never help.
Never. Nope. I want to talk about a specific shark attack as well. There's a concert going on someplace.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 grody drug addicts find a place to screw again.
Which turns into a water slide?
And they're on top of a water slide, and they go into the water at the end of the water slide and into the shark's mouth.
I guess.
Just because I guess he's just hanging out underneath this water slide.
He's got it figured out. People come out of that thing.
It's like those little buttons that the monkeys hit, and then the food drops out.
Yeah.
You know, there's an actual term for that. Some scientist name.
Pavlov's Law.
No, that's Pavlov's dogs, and that's actually philosophy. But anyways,
no, it's not. That's psychology.
Psychology, yep.
Which
same,
but it's the same thing. It's conditioned response.
Yeah, conditioned response. That's what that is. Anyways, so strangely, after those 2 people get chomped, there's a shot of some guy in a clown mask who's just standing there watching it, and nothing happens with that. I think he's jerking it.
Probably.
What else would he be doing there? Because he doesn't like run and call the police. He just goes, oh.
Well, he's a clown. You know why
he's not even. Why is he a clown?
Well, he heard that there's a beach where there's nudity and kids.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, gross. Oh,
no.
God damn it.
Nope.
You just went there. God damn you.
Oh, the movie went there.
Can we go back to the burn victim? Because I look like less of an asshole than you do right now. All right, so there's more power lines going out all over the place. And
it's balloon animals and candy for everyone.
Shit. Balloon animals, where are they? Check my pocket, Billy.
Yeah. Just keep reaching down there. Okay, no. Nope.
Tell me, Billy, do you like movies about gladiators?
Yeah. We should mention that at this point, the movie's starting to catch up with its own, like, through all of these shark attacks, there's a point where the movie's gonna actually have more of its own original shots than stock footage. Mm-hmm. But it probably takes until about, I would say, 40-minute mark. At the 40-minute mark, there's more original shots than there has been stock shots.
Yeah, pretty much. They try to go out and get some pictures of the shark. It's incredibly boring, but she ends up tagging it with a locator. So we're going to move on to that. There's a dude on a beach playing Frisbee with the dog. Woohoo! I
think this is Frisbee number 3.
Yeah. He foolishly chucks the Frisbee in the water, and this is maybe my favorite part of the whole film. The dog says, "Fuck you, Buster.
Yeah.
I'm not going out there. Are you retarded?"
Mm-hmm.
And he just lays down. That is a cool-ass dog.
One that doesn't like to be eaten by sharks.
Right. His owner, though, enjoys it thoroughly because he just goes right out there, and I like his getting chomped because his leg comes off and his hand comes off. So no more Frisbee for him. And then I guess he just falls apart the rest of the way.
I'm going to assume that he gets eaten the rest of the way.
And he gets eaten up pretty good. So Captain Jack has had enough of this, everybody getting chomped on the beach. So he's going to team up with Science Lady, and they're going to take this thing down.
Did the guy with the arm and the leg lose him on the same side?
It was his right arm, left leg.
Oh, that's too bad.
Why?
Well, if it was the same side and he was a woman, he could have changed his name.
To Eileen.
Oh!
Boo!
I gotta get out of the clown one somehow.
If he lost 2 more limbs and the shark left him alone, he would be Bob.
Yep. There he is. Just dust those off. They've been knocking around the back of my head for 14 years.
As it turns out in the film, he should have changed his name to Shark Shit because that's what he does. Hey, Shark Shit, how you doing?
And then there's another guy. No, he didn't have to change his name at all. His name was Otis P. Dead Guy.
Candygram for Dead Guy. So the sharks headed straight for the resort, and as the topless lady and children are running in panic, shark alarm! Get off the beach, or into the beach, or onto the water, out. Get out of the water!
You don't know what to just shark!
Yeah!
Shark!
You ring your bell, and then
this kid was not selling the shark attack at all. He was like, "Shark, everybody out of the water!"
Sheriff.
I said, "Out of the water!"
Sheriff Brody runs down the beach and starts firing into the water, that type of stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't nearly that exciting. It was like, this guy was high.
You just said something in Jaws 2 was exciting.
It was. That whole shark thing where he goes out and starts shooting. No, that didn't happen in this one. It was, hey, I was high in the booth, and now I have to tell you fuckers to get out of the water. So hurry your ass up because my buzz is going down.
They all run and bail, all the swimmers, and Jack has pulled up along someplace. Like, the location shooting of this film isn't good.
No,
I have no idea where they're at.
The sense of time and place is non-existent.
But apparently they're right next to the beach because he's trying to shoot at this shark, but he's clearly aiming at children and topless ladies. And she's like, "Stop shooting!" And he's like, why did you? I had a clean shot. No, you were shooting at children, asshole.
And at the same time, you still don't pull on somebody who's firing a gun.
No kidding. Ugh.
And not to mention that pothead lifeguard has not went out and done his job and saved those 2 little girls on a raft.
What would you suggest he do, Jackie?
If it was me, I would be like, whose kids are those? You might want to swim out and get them.
That's so
They're
you're
not
just
going to make it.
make a memo to their parents, send them an email.
He grabs that little red thing and runs really fast and then dives in.
And
And
if-
A
See if
true
you're-
lifeguard would have.
what's
No,
that? I don't know what that red thing even does. But,
The red,
you know,
It's a floaty.
like
it's a floaty. You
CJ
can Velcro them to that and then swim.
Why not have like one of those little like mint looking ring things that you?
Because the floaty works better.
Those are floaties.
Either way,
Why is it shaped like a torpedo?
for speed.
And why do the Baywatch people
Look.
ever not run?
Some people stand in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the words after that.
One of my favorite shows of all time.
I'll be ready
Yeah, I'll be ready
whenever you need me.
And hey man, Baywatch, you're on. I'm ready.
Yeah.
What were you saying before I interrupted you so rudely about torpedo floaties?
They're fast.
Baywatch people?
Baywatch people.
Yeah, they are
No,
fast.
I was going to say that if the kids are there and your Lance Cockhammer
Mhm.
plan is to put yourself in between those kids and the shark and then come up with a new plan.
Right. Well, that's kind of what happens because Captain Jack pulls the boat around into the shark, and the shark's like, hey, well, if you're blocking me from children, I'm going to head toward this parasailer asshole.
This takes forever.
The parasailer?
Yes.
Yeah. We're not going to take forever.
Oh.
Everybody gets eaten. That's.
Well, I was going to mention.
Except for the one dick.
Oh, yeah, he just gets bonked in the head.
Yeah, then they pull him on board the ship like, come on, asshole.
the parasailer takes so long to get eaten
Mhm.
that I was able to fall asleep 3 different times.
Yep.
You had to wake me up 3 times, and the parasailer was still not eaten by the shark.
Still not eaten. The shark bites the rope that she's held onto and takes her out to the sea, and she falls and then almost gets pulled up by Captain Jack, who his boat
By scientist lady.
His boat only goes about 8 miles an hour.
Sure.
Yet it appears, based off of clever cuts, that it travels at the speed of light.
Absolutely.
Because the shark is way the fuck out there, and then you get a shot of them, and they're like, dum 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 dum, trolling speed. Like they're fishing for bass right now.
Yeah.
And then next shot, they've traveled 6 miles.
Mhm.
It's insane.
Well, he says in one shot, like, in the Captain Jack's acting is either at 11 or at 3.
Mhm.
There's no in between.
Right.
So he gets done not delivering a line, and he goes, full throttle! Yeah! And then after he says full throttle, like he's in some fucking heavy metal song, he slams it, and you see the boat take off at 8 miles an hour.
It's going nun speed.
It's like, wow, this is not a fast boat if that is full throttle.
There is an old man with back problems out swimming them.
Yeah, Jack LaLanne's pulling 86 people in tugboats, and he's passing these assholes and going full throttle.
Science lady attempts to pull this parasailer up. It doesn't work. She gets jumped.
I would say that she doesn't even attempt to. Like the lady
That's
could
pretty
have,
weak.
the lady could have climbed in on her own without the help and probably survived.
And science lady takes her death pretty hard. Like she goes back and starts crying. Like
She's like, if I wasn't so drunk, I could have grabbed one of those 6 people that was drowning.
it's my fault.
Yeah, it was.
How?
Because if she would have gotten out of the way, that woman had enough time to climb in the boat on her own 3 times over.
That's true.
So she kept trying to help her and dropping her.
Uh-huh.
Like, her help killed that woman.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's why she's
I'll
sad.
subscribe to that.
She's so shitty at getting somebody in the boat, she killed them.
I am crying because I suck.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, they're going to need all the help that they can get. So they go to church. What?
This scene was terribly insulting.
It is offensive. They go into church and they pray to God. I'm guessing to help them kill the megalodon
Sure.
And not get herpes.
inside of a booby movie.
Yeah.
Huh. Odd filmmaking choice here, guys. Anyways, so the veteran guy Lance Cockhammer, he cracks this thing wide open and realizes that Apex has known about the power leakage this whole time and still sent men underwater to work on the underside of their boats or whatever the fucking opening of this movie is. So he goes into the CEO's office and he's like, "You're fucking Enron, bro. You suck." "Yeah, well, beat it. You can't do anything about me. I'm evil CEO guy."
And then 2 security guards that definitely wouldn't be able to handle Lance Cockhammer go ahead and escort him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He left willingly.
We should mention that Cockhammer uses the internet worse than Captain Jack.
Okay. You want to break it down?
Well, Captain Jack just goes to the internet and types things. Lance Cockhammer yells at the computer while eating an apple. He says, "Here's your password."
You son of a bitch.
And then it's like, "Password accepted." Okay.
You're goddamn right it is.
I don't even have to type. Just yell at the fucking thing and it tells me everything I need to know. This is a really good apple. Is this a gala? It's yellow and red. I like it.
Fuck you, computer.
Management files now.
Exactly.
Eat hot lead.
That's that scene. It doesn't make any sense.
You know, I used to like Granny Smith, but not so much anymore. Die! So he comes back and they all go out on Science Lady's boat. But the shark breaks the boat in half by popping its rivets out somehow.
Hits it so hard, Justin.
But it doesn't come apart. Just some rivets come out.
And the rivets come out seemingly with no sequence as to when the shark is hitting it either.
Not related in any way, but I guess it's sinking, sort of, because the cabin floods.
Sure.
And Science Lady goes down inside of it to get a shotgun, which she does not do a very good job of using. Just goes flying into the water. She's panicked. Shark punches through the wall and starts trying to chomp her.
Gets into that awkward shark attack stage in every movie where it's sort of stuck just close enough that it can't bite you, but it can keep biting the air, and you can't really get around it.
Yet water never pours in from the giant gaping hole ever.
And then a guy from Doctor Who comes in and hits it with a baseball bat like 15 times, and that doesn't do anything either.
Why won't you die?
Exactly, he's saying that. Die!
He really sold this scene.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought this was better once. I mean, he really swung that bat with some conviction.
She eventually swims down while the shark is still stuck, and he's whacking it in the face, and gets the shotgun, puts it in its mouth, and blows its brains out.
One shot. You never expected this shark to die this fast.
No.
I was very puzzled. I was like, that's it? The shark's dead?
Anybody want to... Jackie, why don't you give us her line? Do you remember it?
Hold me, Captain Jack.
No. Her one-liner when she blows it away.
Right before she pulls the trigger.
Yeah.
I can't remember what she says.
All right. Sam?
You're extinct, fucker!
That's why I couldn't remember it. It wasn't very good.
It's as bad as Eat Hot Lead Eater.
Yeah.
God damn. So they're waving over their buddy because they're sinking. Like Captain Jack's got his friend Pedro on his way.
I don't remember what this guy's name is, but
I think it's Eastside.
Yeah. He's got... There's varying degrees of Spanglish that the voiceover people are doing. And he's one of the definitely all the way Mexicans because his Spanglish is thicker than everyone else's.
East Side. Weird. Anyways, they're like, come get us. And he's like, cool, man. Oh my God. There is a huge megalodon that eats his ass and his boat.
And about this time, we are 75% of the movie in.
Hey, the movie just started, guys.
There is a megalodon. I was surprised, like, wow, that's terrible. And it's really a megalodon, though. How about that?
It's pretty big.
It's very large.
It's really not good looking.
No, I think that this would have been better accomplished with, like, you could have disassembled a home game of Hungry Hungry Hippos and done this in the bathtub with G.I. Joes, and it would have looked better.
Yeah, it would have. It honestly would have. They should have done model work here, not fucking... What is that?
Compositing.
Compositing.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Looks awful. 2 more guys get eaten. They get knocked off the Captain Jack boat and fall to their dooms. And they get eaten in the exact same shot that Eastside got eaten in.
Yeah.
With the same compositing. Oh, my God.
There's like 8 people go by the same shot.
Yeah. Captain Jack shoots a flare up in the air, so now there's a chopper coming, and they get rescued barely. Like, he almost causes her to fall to her death because they don't understand how ladders operate.
Yeah, he should have dropped Starla. He would have been doing her a favor.
Yeah.
She goes back to the paleology museum and be like, dance, dance. Anybody want to dance?
Nobody wants your ugly face around us.
The helicopter guy gets there and he starts climbing the ladder and you're like, oh, how chivalrous. And then he gets her on there with him. It's like, one, you're a dick, and two, you can't both climb the ladder at the same spot at the same time. You're just being stupid now.
You're stupid. You both are dum-dums.
They get to the top of the ladder, and then he just throws the ladder out.
Like, that was
I'm good.
A $50 ladder, guy.
Yeah.
Thanks. You could have just pulled it up.
We do get introduced to the helicopter pilot at this point.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Oh, we got introduced to him at the very first of the movie.
Yeah.
When he gives him a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's how we get introduced to East Side and the helicopter pilot.
Does the helicopter pilot fuck up his line with the coffee? Like,
oh, yeah.
Here's your cough. I was, what?
That's too good, Sam. Here's your coffee.
Yeah. Here's your coffee. You're not even looking at me or holding coffee. Bye-bye.
Lance Cockhammer has a secret weapon they're going to use to take this son of a bitch and Megalodon down. It's a goddamn submarine torpedo.
It sure is.
Where did, nope. I don't think you, can't just take those home.
I just took it home. That's what he said. He's like, yeah, they were decommissioning that.
I just wheeled it out of there, put it in my pocket, and nobody said a thing.
Just walked on out holding a torpedo.
Yeah, nobody cared.
Speaking of holding the torpedo.
Yep, they got to load it. They're not even loading it into the submarine or anything. There is no reason for this shot to exist.
Uh-huh.
Because they're not putting it anywhere where it needs to be. So all that happens is Lance Cockhammer holds the torpedo in front of his crotch like it's his giant penis.
Uh-huh.
And then Captain Jack gets on the other end of it and rubs the end, and they make noises.
Uh-huh.
And then she's watching blankly. Like, I've seen this before.
I know where this is headed. My butt's going to hurt later. Oh, so weird. But it needs a homing signal in it because it will only target metal or mechanical things.
It doesn't target sharks.
You can't just point it at the giant fucking shark. It
Can't do it. It won't work.
Okay. So they got to attach a beacon to the shark first for the torpedo to get at it. How are we going to get that close? She's like, I've got a crossbow. Oh, and I almost shot you in the fucking face with it.
This would have been good if she would have just shot somebody in the leg.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of good at this.
What did you do? I was like, I was going to show you my crossbow. You did.
You could have just said, hey, look, I've got a crossbow.
He shot me in the leg.
Yeah, not smart. Well, they got a good plan. Everybody's feeling pretty hot. Jack is not ready for bedtime. He's just too wired. You know, he needs something to do.
Yeah.
What should we go do, guys? How about I take you back to my house so I can eat your pussy? What the fuck did you just say, Captain Jack? How dare you? You disgusting pig man. And slap him in the face, and she goes back to fucking L.A.
So, I was watching for this because apparently this was not in the script.
Oh.
There was a problem with her and her acting, which we've noticed.
Okay.
That she was virtually unable to react to any line. So at one point they're shooting and he just was like trying to get her to look up.
Oh my God.
And so that's what he said. He's like, how about I just take you home and eat your pussy? And she still doesn't look up. She's still just like, is the camera on? Who's the guy with the drugs?
She used to have a cricket as a best friend, and her father was a woodsmith because she is wooden.
Yes.
Oh my God. She stinks so bad. That's awesome though.
Yeah, that he was just like, oh, how about this? And then they're like, well, it didn't work, but we're going to leave it in the movie because if you've seen the rest of this shit.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my God. So they go home and bang. Great. Next day they get in the sub. Jack and Lance Cockhammer getting the sub, and she's up in the chopper with the chopper pilot. Okay.
And speaking of Doctor Who, the inside of this sub is way bigger than the outside.
Very much so. They unload some explosives on the ground.
With the arm that's not on the sub.
Uh-huh.
There's a robot arm
There's a
that
crane arm, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's not even. It's like its own arm thing, I guess. Use the remote control arm. Oh, this sub has one. No, just the remote control arm. That's its own thing.
It's at the bottom of the ocean.
It'll help us here.
All oceans have robotic arms at the bottom.
Why not?
Yeah.
They
Use
can
that.
load the explosives. Did you see I put an orange graphic on there that says explosives so you wouldn't confuse
That way
it?
you know which one. Mhm.
Yeah, because we had the lunches are in a similar box.
Chicken nuggets right next to that
Yeah.
box. So make sure you don't eat the explosives and blow up the chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the mayor of the resort is going onto a yacht party with the CEO of Apex because he has a PowerPoint he'd like everybody to know about, that they're expanding their operations and bringing communication worldwide via underwater cables.
They are doing what AT&T did about 50 years before this movie was made.
We didn't have that at this point in time, huh? Global communications, underwater cables.
Weird.
Huh. Okay. Well, thank God for Apex.
We've already eliminated this with satellites like 35 years ago.
Yeah, these are obsolete, actually.
This is not a good plan.
Okay. Their stock is going to go through the roof, though, Sam.
And all these people are investors.
Yeah, they're loving it. Like, awesome PowerPoint.
That's where the part because the shark attack happens, we don't get to the second stage of the presentation, which is the stock. But then it's actually just chicken stock, and they try to sell it to them, like soup.
Yep,
The stock market.
I
that
believe,
was so dumb.
I believe when we all signed up for this thing, I was the one that was supposed to tell bad jokes that were like dad jokes. You are supposed to be funnier
The
than
beef
that, Sam.
stock market.
Nope.
It's got vegetable stock.
Oh my God, that's just as bad as the snake that had a chicken head on the top of its head. And he was in disguise. That I saw on Reddit.
Okay.
Yep, that helped me right there.
All right, that makes Sam look better. Okay, so unfortunately, they're all megalodon. It attacks them, and there's panic all over the fucking place. Oh, I should also mention that they explode one of the lines, so they've taken Apex down. That was the
Yeah.
explosives box.
But the Apex people don't know that.
They don't care because they're getting eaten by a shark.
And the techs are
so-
getting high in the bunker.
What you got to do here is we were ready for this. We got these grenades. Let's have Steve chuck some grenades at the shark.
We just keep grenades on our boat that don't look like grenades. They look like weird, like Pokemon balls.
The owner of the resort brought them on. There was a whole scene where he's standing
Yeah.
there with his bimbo, and he's like, "I brought these for insurance."
Why is not how did they get there? Who the fuck brings grenades on a yacht to a PowerPoint?
Just in case the megalodon shows up.
They don't know. They deny the megalodon.
No, he knows about the megalodon.
He knows about the baby megalodon, not the fucking 100-footer.
Yeah. Either way, these don't look like grenades.
They don't.
And Steve is throwing them close enough that they're injuring the boat and nothing else.
Steve throws like a girl. Let's just put it out there. He's not a good. He doesn't have a good arm on him.
It's not even that. He's not even trying. He's just like, meh.
Oh.
They're going about 3 feet, so they're blowing up the boat instead
Right.
of the shark.
Yeah, and they explode instantly. And Captain Jack and Lance Dickhead are like getting jostled, even though they're at the bottom of the fucking ocean.
They're not very close.
Yeah. Oh boy. She is like, we got to lure away the megalodon, so she drops the box into the water, and it's like, I'll check that out. Okay.
Yeah, so, they were like, Cockhammer says, hey, we can attract it with an electrical signal. And so he has an electronic device, which he says he's going to put some high voltage batteries together.
Okay.
What we see here is clearly a home stereo and some VCR cellophane together and then hung by a nylon rope.
That's the box.
That's the very high technology device that is
Jesus.
rigged for the shark.
And
He hates Zenith. He's an RCA man, that shark.
She fires her arrow and misses. Nice work. Well, now what are we going to fucking do? We don't have a homing beacon. Lance Cockhammer's like, I've got a backup plan.
And it's up his sleeve. Like it's really in my sleeve. Like I've got another one up. I've got a few tricks up my sleeve, like another one of those things.
Literally up my sleeve.
I have pockets everywhere, but I put this in my arm.
That's what they teach you in the Navy.
Ah,
Always have a trick up your sleeve as a backup plan. That's the old Navy motto.
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was something like, don't sleep with poor whores in Singapore because you'll get elephantitis of the dick.
Hey, man, as long as you put some sheep stomach on your ding dong, you're fine. Sleep with Thailand ladyboys as much as you want.
Ay.
I think that's bad advice for our listeners.
What else do you do when you go to Thailand?
Panda meat.
Delicious.
Delicious.
And ladyboys, yep.
Yuck! Yuck to both. Gross.
You've never had panda meat until you've eaten it off a naked ladyboy.
You've never seen a burn victim eat an orange chicken.
Oh, stop
Oh my
it.
God, stop it. It's not that funny.
It's horrible. It's horrible. At least there's like an actual basis of clown jokes that's out there. I mean, it's gross and bad, but they're out there. This thing with the orange is just mean.
Such an asshole today.
All right, so Lance Cockhammer's got to go manually put this thing on the shark. So he's gonna get out of the submarine, and Jack's like, "What the fuck?" The otters, meanwhile, are just jumping into the water.
They're like, it's not getting eaten by the shark fast enough. Everybody in.
The shark is not even attacking the yacht anymore. It's busy with the box, and they're just it's not sinking, and they're just jumping into the water. What the fuck are you people thinking about?
They're not smart
At all.
and they're like viciously not smart. Like the resort guy takes his girlfriend's life vest so that he can jump directly into the shark's mouth.
He bails and into. Oh my god!
It's like, you're not gonna live. Wait, you will, because you're the only asshole that gets to stay on the boat that is perfectly safe. So he steals her life vest and then bails, and the shark's like, just jumps right in there.
Like popcorn. Like when you throw popcorn at somebody else. Oh yeah. The CEO is like, I'm getting out of here. And so he's like a James Bond villain leaving his yacht. He takes a jet ski, a hidden jet ski, and he's like, ha, I've got away with it again.
Sort of hidden.
Yeah.
It's in plain sight, and it's got pink accents. So you can see it pretty good, actually.
It's got a turquoise seat.
Yeah, it's easy to see.
And then he drives it straight into the shark's mouth. It's hilarious.
No, you think that the guy jumping into the shark's mouth is going to be the funniest, but when you see it's the guy driving a jet. He's like, oh no, there's a shark's mouth open. The only way to go into here is to stop steering now. So he takes his hands off of the steering wheel and goes,
Into the shark's mouth.
I am now eaten.
So Jack, I guess, is now in charge. I guess I don't know what happened to Cockhammer.
He went out of the boat.
I know, but what was his plan?
He was going to stick the shark with...
So what caused that to fail?
So he's about to spear the shark, but then the shark rams the sub, and then he drops the spear, and he's like, you're on your own.
Oh, okay.
And then he just swims up, and he starts seeing ladies in tuxedos like, I'm underdressed. Whoa. 'Cause if I don't get eaten, I'm going to grab me some boobies. And at this point, then you have Captain Jack is like, I got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So he reprograms the torpedo by going over to a computer, and he types, search for new target. That's all he types, is search for new target.
He also, I think, triggers the self-destruct mechanism.
I guess.
The red lights start flashing, and there's like, and there's a countdown, too.
Yes, it's like he didn't tell everybody else, but he in the torpedo had a deleted scene where he's like, okay, torpedo, here's what's going to happen. If shit goes sideways on us out there, I'm going to say search for new target, which is code for I'm the new target.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he lines the sub up so that the shark bites into it. So the shark has now got the sub in its mouth. He swims out. Torpedo comes, blows up the sub, which is also exploding from its self-destruct mechanism like the Enterprise can do.
Sure.
And blows chunks everywhere. Meanwhile, the concussion wave has killed everybody
Everyone.
within a 500-yard radius. So
they're all dead.
They're all dead because Captain Jack is a dum-dum. But he swims up to the surface, gets pulled into one of the life rafts, and
What's her face jumps out of the helicopter to save him.
yeah. I love him.
And then the helicopter's like, I get more help. Okay, bye.
Okay,
Goodbye, bye.
Captain Jack ends the movie with, "So, where are the cocktails?" Eat shit, Captain Jack Harkness. But I
Well,
guess
one of those fancy rich people is packing a flask.
yeah. There's also apparently another megalodon under the water, but Shark Attack 4 never came. So
Yeah, it's too bad.
yeah, isn't it? All right, let's line up some questions here. Sammy, we got any keep an eye out for us? Or
No, we didn't
skip-
do any keep an eye out for us.
All right. I got. Let's do a keep an eye out for. I'll start. What's your favorite death? Your favorite chompings?
Mine has to be the jet ski.
All right, Jackie.
Mine was the donut raft of rich people that looked like a donut.
Yeah,
The lifesaver raft. And,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Because they do the hands up in the air like they're actually at Universal Studios on a ride or something.
Then they're all dead.
I'm kind of torn between the hippies that go down the water slide and the dog guy, and the jet ski guy. There is a lot of really stupid, good, awesome
Yeah, there is.
shark chompings in this movie. Questions?
What are you supposed to happen to that fishing guy?
Oh, the Marlin dude?
He's like, they pull the head out and he just goes, 30 years.
30 years. What did he mean?
Yeah, it's like, well, you're still out here. Maybe fish again. I don't
And
know.
try for another one.
Go out tomorrow.
I mean, you did catch that Marlin.
Shit,
it
this
just
guy-
got ate midway while reeling it in.
This guy doesn't care. He's getting tug jobs all the time.
He's made a mess on the side of your boat.
Well, I think it's his boat. I think that the old guy's on Senor Tuggy's boat.
Maybe he's renting like one of those fish rental things. Like, let's go fishing.
This is how it happens. Yeah, he's like, he gives $200 to the guy who's going to take him out on the boat, and that $200 ends up right in that lady's hands. That's when she's trying to tug that guy's wiener clean off.
Right. Okay. Makes sense now. And it took 30 years to save up the $200 to go marlin fishing
Yeah.
because he drank it all. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie?
Who is your favorite supporting actor or actress?
Who's your favorite Romanian actor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm-
My favorite
okay.
was, I'll just give you an example, kick us off here. My favorite was the cameraman with the long hair.
Oh, that guy sucked.
Yeah. The guy who fell and hit his head and died for a while and then came back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then he was like, I'm good.
And he's the boob man out of the boob and ass man combo.
Yeah.
And they I think, you know what? Those two guys may need to have a think on some things. Maybe there's a closet they could leave because I believe that they actually just love each other.
That's true. Yeah.
My favorite was the chopper pilot.
Yeah.
He stinks, can't get a line right, but at least his lines are hilarious because he's seriously, looky bye.
Okay, bye.
You can barely make out what he's saying sometimes. Like, let's go to the JB.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They were like trying to go like, okay, this guy's definitely got deeper Spanglish than East Side, but they couldn't because they couldn't go any deeper.
Uh-huh.
So they just end up with nonsensical
It's
voiceover.
nonsensical voiceover in a high pitched voice.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
Bye bye.
Sam?
I'm gonna go with East Side because he's just like, do you want to go over there and give me some lobsters, man? Give me some lobsters, man. Juno.
Juno.
And you're like, my God, you fuck up every voiceover so bad, and then you just get that bad with the one. Like, oh,
Are Captain Jack Harkness and Science Lady Gooface an even match? Do they belong together?
No.
Okay. Who's better?
well, I mean, he's a
could do better?
douche, but he's out of her league.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe the term is he was dumpster diving.
This is actually like real question. Why would she lie to him about the shark
Yeah, 'cause she tells him that she's a marine biologist.
and that it's a mako shark,
Not a megalodon.
not a megalodon?
Maybe she wants to like keep like how scientists discover something and then they get to name it, you know? Like since he actually found this shark first,
Yeah.
she doesn't want him to realize that it could be the Captain Jack Harkness shark.
Well, she tells him
The Captain Jack Sharkness. Bam!
Oh,
TM.
the sharkness darkness. No. She tells him straight up, like, I didn't tell you because I was afraid you were going to kill it. If you tell him it's a normal shark, he's most definitely going to kill it. If you tell him it's a special shark, he's like, oh, I can't kill that shark? The truth was the better
Right.
option there.
Yeah, indeed. I'm telling you, man. She wants to name it Fish Lips McGooface Shark. Lemon meringue.
She wants
face.
to name it Rode Hard, Put Away Wet.
What's Prune Face's name?
Prune face.
Lemon Face.
Lemon face, Keira Knightley.
No. She wants to name it Renee Zellweger Fish
Oh,
because it's
that's mean.
um.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's somebody else in a hospital someplace.
Okay,
going
no.
like, name it Burn Victim Face.
No.
God.
For me, I mean, it hurts. At least I get something right.
Oh my God.
Okay.
No, one of us is going to hell.
Yeah, and he's got blonde hair.
Why is that mean? A burn victim should get to name sharks. It's nice.
Oh my
You
God.
guys are mean.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
guys are the
I got to
jerks.
go back to the clowns.
You guys need all the help you can get. Should go to church.
Oh, yeah.
How does it stack next to Jaws 3?
I had more fun with Jaws 3, but this is a much worse movie.
Mm-hmm. Jackie, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Jaws 3 better.
Yeah, I this is not the greatest shark movie. Unfortunately, I have built this up as the greatest shark movie ever made. I was totally wrong. Jaws 3 still holds the crown, in my opinion.
Forward worst, yeah. Best worst shark.
Yeah, funnest. All right, final recommendations on this guy.
I hadn't seen it. I thought it was hilarious. And because of that whole 60s sensibility to it, I would say definitely do it. If you can fucking find it.
Yeah, it's rare breed. I'm pretty surprised about that. I didn't think you were gonna like it, Jackie.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Captain Jack quite a bit.
Okay.
Just because he's ridiculous.
Yes, he is.
He's just kind of ridiculous in everything he does. But this was super ridiculous. Because you're right. He's either got it down at a 5 or he's got it up at an 11.
5. It's a 3.
Yeah.
It's pretty flat in that.
Yeah.
God, I didn't like it that much, guys.
Really?
And it's just
You
too
built-
few and far between.
I thought it had study bullshit.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought there were some really draggy fucking parts, especially like when she's tagging the shark. That takes like 10 minutes of them standing on the edge of the boat looking at each other like, do you got the shot? Do you got the shot? And then the parasailer thing took fucking forever.
The parasailers thing takes too long.
But there is a lot of when things happen, they're just like Captain Jack. The whole movie's a 3, except for these peaks of 11s all over the place. So I still give it a do if you've never seen it, but on a revisit, I didn't enjoy it very much. So I'm gonna say stick with Jaws 3. Okay, we got some post follow-up, some post-show stuff to manage. How about some listener feedback? Anybody up for that?
Sure.
Jackie doesn't give a fuck.
I'm just thinking, if it's not a comment about how wonderful I am, I don't fucking
just
care.
watch out. Yeah.
Well, Jackie, we've got a new review from a new fan called Chi-Town Mindy on iTunes. Reviewed us. Thank you. If you want to get your review read out on the show and a shout out, just give us a review on iTunes and help us out. Make other people aware how awesome we are and how much you like it. So, Chi-Town Mindy says, "You had me at Mommy Dearest."
Yes! Okay, Chi-Town Mindy is now officially cool.
I discovered Stinker Madness when looking for a podcast that covered my guiltiest of pleasures, Mommy Dearest. The hosts, plural, take on the movie was very funny with some interesting historical cinematic tidbits thrown in for good measure. Then I discovered the podcast also reviewed the Barbra Streisand version of A Star is Born.
Yes!
Hallelujah, she says. If you enjoy interesting, silly discussions on fringe, bad, cult, cinema, subscribe to Stinker Madness this instant. Thank you very much for that, Chi-Town Mindy. Props to you.
Oh, what? props to us, me and Mindy, because we have excellent taste in movies.
Ego has taken over
And
the show.
apparently I have a fan. Woohoo! Yeah!
At no point did she mention Jackie.
Fans for my movie picks.
Okay.
Those are both mine.
All right. Well, I've got a fan. Regarding our year in review, and specifically my number one choice, Commando, from Daniel Grossi. I believe that's how you say his name. It's either that or Grossi. So
Let's go with Grossi.
if you...
Sounds cool.
Is it Grosse?
Grossi.
No idea.
Yeah.
Grossi.
Maybe he's maybe he likes oranges.
Oh my God, you're such a dick.
Grossi. Daniel Grossi says, listening to year 3 in review, part 2, and your Commando talk reminded me of the time my friend was Bennett at a Halloween party, and everybody thought he was Freddie Mercury.
That's fucking awesome, because that happened to me one time when I dressed up as Chuck Norris.
Yep.
I had a fucking sweet leather jacket, white t-shirt, 501s, cowboy boots, mustache. My hair was probably a little too short. Walk in, sweet Freddie Mercury costume, bro. Oh no. Saw myself in the mirror. I'm like, it's not a little bit. I look exactly like Freddie Mercury right now. Oh my God.
Bennett, that's just sums up how bad Commando is, because I envision this guy being a child or somewhere in there, young, thinking Bennett was super tough, and then only to find out that Bennett is not super tough as an adult. Thank you for that story, Daniel. That's a really good one. Keep those emails coming. If you want to get your email out, also hit us up on Facebook, our Twitter. All of that's /Stinker Madness, or you can email us at talk@stinkermadness.com. He also says he's going to try to get us a photo of that. So,
oh, that'd be sweet.
Yes, indeed. We will definitely put that on our Facebook page. We got some streaming do's and don'ts as well. Starting out with a big one we have been trying to chase down for quite some time, but none of us wanted to pay $20 for it. It is now on Amazon Prime. It's Samurai Cop. We all watched this one.
Yes.
One of the most popular It's So Bad It's Good movies,
Yes.
up there with Miami Connection and Troll 2 as far as fan following.
It's got a really big following.
Yeah. Jackie, let's start with you. Your takes on Samurai Cop.
The lady wig versus the real hair was fucking awesome, and
Yeah,
I thought it was fucking hilarious how at the very end fight, some asshole curled his wig, so he had all these bouncing curls as he's trying to fight. It's like he pissed somebody off, and there's just the expressions on his face and just how stupid the story was. I really liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was super funny.
Awesome. Sammy?
For me, the buildup was too much.
Okay.
Because I'd heard nothing but Samurai Cop for so many years, and when I watched it, I was like, it was pretty good. I mean, it's definitely a do. It's probably an episode, but it was supposed to be this fucking Mount Everest thing.
Right.
And it certainly isn't. It is a lot of fun, though.
Yeah. I agree completely, but this easily could have been just a find that we had and been like, yeah, that was fucking awesome, but not ever put it on the pedestal that it's on. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Sure.
I thought it was good. I definitely give it a recommend. I would say stop what you're doing and watch it right now, because you need to be able to talk about this film. And there's definitely some good takeaways from it for sure. Robert Zadar's fucking great.
Yes.
The whole, as Jackie mentioned, the plot, quote unquote, doesn't work in the slightest at any point in time. And I'm not even sure what the plot is. It seems like Samurai Cop comes to LA from San Diego, where they teach you how to be a samurai cop.
Yes.
To take down a crime guy who is at the top of the wanted list for the police.
Because he owns a Chinese restaurant.
And so he's like, I'm going to get you someday. If I'm on, if I'm at the top of the list, just arrest me now. But someday I'm going to take you down, Yamaha. And Yamaha's like, all right, well, I'm just going to send all my guys to try to kill you right now. And that's the rest of the movie, is Yamaha sending guys to kill Samurai Cop.
Well, let this be a lesson to you. You give out cheap Chinese cookies at the end of your meals, fucking going to get on the list.
Well, if you have that Cuban, quote unquote Cuban hostess at the front door of your series.
What the hell was going on with that guy?
That guy is one of the best characters that's come across this podcast in quite a while.
Oh,
zany is a word that I would use, but I don't think it's enough.
We can't forget the sidekick, his partner.
Oh yes,
that guy's as bad an actor as there is out there.
You mean that's not Dean Lerner?
It wasn't. It looks a lot like Dean Lerner.
And acts very similar to Dean Lerner.
Yes.
Like at any point he could pick up a phone, hang it up, and then say goodbye.
Bye. The movie gives all these reaction shots of him that were obviously done like way later. Like, let's just do a bunch of pickups with reaction shots with the partner. Was Barry his name or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
And he's just like winking and looking around and just doing whatever.
Yeah.
It never fits into any sequence at all.
Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly, but here's my question. Well, no, I can't ask Jackie because she hasn't got to. No, you did. You watched Dangerous Men, right? With Black Pepper, you didn't see Black Pepper.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this is directed only to Sam. Sam, between Samurai Cop, Miami Connection, and Dangerous Men, which are you taking?
Dangerous Men 1, Miami Connection 2, Samurai Cop 3.
Yeah, I do the same except for I transpose. I don't really care for Miami Connection.
Just the point where they all decide that fuck it, let's all start screaming and become murderers.
Mm-hmm.
There is such a hard gear change.
Yeah,
that Miami Connection, their band sucks.
Dragon Force or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Dragon Force and the gear change is more than. None of the parts of Samurai Cop were that sort of extravagant, say.
Yeah. So do it. Yeah, it's on Prime, but if you can get your hands on Dangerous Men, that's the one to go for.
Yeah.
And that will be an episode. I nearly put it on my year in review. Speaking of year in review, Sam, I got an update for you.
Sure.
Speaking of Amazon Prime, Hired to Kill, starring Brian Thompson, is on Netflix right now. Or Amazon Prime.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's definitely go watch it right now.
Yeah, so it's a good streaming update. Last but not least, Sam and I watched this without Jackie, but I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen this one, Jackie. It's Nicolas Cage and Gary Sinise, directed by Brian De Palma, Snake Eyes on Netflix. You ever seen that, Jackie?
It's the one about they're at the boxing match. There's a murder at the boxing match.
Yeah, I have seen it. It's been a really long time. I don't remember a lot about it, so I can't comment on it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're lucky. If you remember nothing about it, you would be lucky.
Quite lucky. It sucks.
Oh, boy. There's no way to recommend this movie to anyone.
Unless you're an asshole.
I would say that if you want to stand up and yell at the TV at least 5 times, she said, I stood up out of my chair and yelled at the TV at least 5 times when we were watching this because it was so infuriating, then maybe it's the movie for you.
I think that there is a group of people out there that would like this, Sam.
Yes.
They're called fans of Bruce Willis because they don't actually know anything about fucking shit. And so they like shit, and this is shit, and they think it's good shit. And it is not good shit. It's Brian De Palma jerking himself off for an hour and a half. Terribly. Because he does not have talent. Fuck you, Brian De Palma, asshole. Your movie sucks.
It's as bad a movie as I've seen in a long. It was hard to watch.
It was almost an abort about halfway through, and it's his opus. There's long takes after long takes and filmmaking. Wow, what an interesting take on this. Like flashbacks inside somebody's eyes. And, dude, just him pulling on his wiener as hard as he can.
The last long take at the end during the credits, he has another long take that's awful. It's just some people putting up a pillar, and it takes 5 minutes or something like that. And it zooms in to this jewel that, wow, yeah, that was on one of the characters that got killed.
So glad I waited for that.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Because you didn't do that part in the movie well enough to make me remember it.
Right. Or anything for that matter.
Yeah.
I will say that Cage is at one of his all-time cagiest.
Oh, yes.
He stinks.
It actually, it hurts a couple times.
He could have won the Razzie this year. Because he was out there.
I thought he won the Razzie for that.
Maybe he did. I don't know, but he should have.
He should have.
He was awful. Gary Sinise is not good.
No.
Nobody else is. Everything just sucks about it.
Laura Giacomo.
Oh, Carla Gugino.
Yes.
Booby mom from San Andreas.
And every other booby movie.
Yeah.
And they don't do her best, they don't put her best face forward, say.
No, that's true. Yeah. No, I'm going to give this a do not.
That's a do not.
Okay. That's your podcast. Sam, it's your pick next week. What are we doing?
Con Air.
Con Air starring Nicolas Cage.
And every fucking buddy else.
Yeah.
Like, everybody else is in that movie.
That should be a good time.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Enjoy your week. Try to stay safe out there. Stay alive. March on with the resistance. And
Hey,
all
look
that.
for motorcycles.
Look for... Oh, yeah. Keep your eye out and your blind spots and buckle up for safety.
Drink at least 32 ounces of water a day, but try for 64.
Yeah. And get to the chopper.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.